person in silence is not weak. They're just sharpening the sword they'll use when the time is right. That's the truth they never told you. They always said, if you want someone, chase them. If you love them, hold on tighter. But my friends, what if I told you that the real power begins the moment you let go? What if I told you the second you go quiet, they start hearing your absence louder than your words ever screamed? Welcome to the moment that flips the entire game. This isn't just a video. This is a mirror. And while they watch this, they will absolutely beg to be with you. Not because you forced it, not because you begged, but because you finally stopped explaining your worth to people who were too blind to see it. Hey folks, imagine this. You were a fire once, burning for someone who stood too close just to warm their hands, then walked away like they didn't need you. But now, you've turned into the sun, distant, powerful, untouchable. You're no longer flickering for someone's approval. You're rising, you're shining. And guess what? Now they're squinting to catch a glimpse of what they walked away from. Let me ask you something. Why is it that when you stop reaching out, they suddenly remember how to dial your number? Why is it that when your name stops showing up in their notifications, their curiosity starts burning a hole in their chest? I'll tell you why. Because silence isn't empty. It's full of all the things they refused to see when you were available. It's full of your worth, your energy, your presence. They feel it now. Oh yes, they feel it now. You see, most people are addicted to being chased. They feed off your attention like parasites that only come alive when you need them. But the moment you stop feeding them, the mask slips. The truth is revealed. And you realize they never loved you. They just loved what your love did for their ego. That's a hard pill to swallow, but it's the medicine you need. My friends, your silence is a storm disguised as peace. It's a message louder than any paragraph you could text. And while they sit there, scrolling through their phone, pretending they don't care, every vibration makes their heart jump, hoping it's you. That's the truth. That's what they won't admit. But you don't need them to admit it, because now you know it. You were never meant to beg to be chosen. You were meant to become so powerful, so full of value, that people feel blessed just to be in your presence. And if they missed that opportunity, if they walked away when all you did was give, they'll have to live with the echo of your absence. That's not punishment, that's consequence, and it's not your job to save them from it. So from now on, hold your power like a sword, smile like you know something they don't, and walk like the ground belongs to you, because spiritually it does. You are the sun, the fire, the storm, and the silence. And they will absolutely beg to be with you, not because you shouted, but because you finally went quiet. Say it with me in the comments. I am the storm. Drop it down below to claim your power and show the world that you've risen. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay with me, because this is just the beginning. Number 1, you pulled back, and now the void is screaming. When you disappear from their life, you don't vanish, you expand inside their mind. Let's get one thing straight. When you pulled back, it wasn't just silence you left behind. It was a void. And folks, nature hates a void. That silence, that space where you used to be, it's screaming now. Screaming with questions they never asked when you were right in front of them. They thought you'd always be there, always responding, always explaining, always showing up like clockwork. But now that you've gone quiet, their peace is crumbling. Let me give you a metaphor. Imagine a room full of noise. Everyone's talking, no one's listening. And in the middle of that chaos, one person, you, walks out and shuts the door. At first, no one notices. The noise is too loud, the distractions too many. But after a while, the volume drops. The music fades, the jokes stop landing, and someone suddenly says, "Wait, where did they go?" That's you. That's the void you leave behind. Not with anger, not with drama, but with silence. And that silence, it starts to haunt them. Now they're asking themselves questions they never asked when you were around. Why aren't they texting me? Did I mess up? Are they done with me? Are they talking to someone else? That fear, that creeping paranoia, isn't because you said anything. It's because you stopped saying everything. Your silence became their mirror, and guess what? They don't like what they see in it. But here's the lie they believed: that your presence was guaranteed, that your loyalty was endless, that no matter how little they gave, you'd still be there, giving more. That's the lie you broke the moment you pulled back, the moment you stopped explaining, the moment you didn't reply to the WUD text at 11:57 p.m., the moment you chose yourself over their convenience. And I get it. It wasn't easy. You probably questioned yourself. Am I being too cold? What if they forget about me? What if they move on? My friends, let's break that illusion right now. If your silence makes someone forget you, they never valued you. But if your silence makes them feel you, crave you, miss you, spiral for you, then you've just proven your power. You don't need noise to make an impact. You don't need words to be unforgettable. The real ones, they feel your absence in places they didn't even know had nerves. See, this is where it gets deep. People don't miss the person they lost. They miss the version of themselves that existed when they were with you. You made them feel special, important, seen. Now that's gone, and they're left with their own emptiness. That's why they stare at their screen, wondering if you'll come back. That's why they replay old texts, trying to decode a goodbye that never came. You didn't need to say goodbye. Your silence was the ending, and now they're trapped in the reruns. But here's where you rise. Because pulling back doesn't mean being bitter. It doesn't mean playing games. It means mastering yourself. It means choosing peace over pressure. It means understanding that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is nothing at all. That's Stoicism. That's emotional discipline. That's silence not as a retreat, but as a roar they can't ignore. And yes, it's difficult, especially if you still care. Especially if some part of you wants to reach out, to fix things, to just know. But every time you resist that urge, you build strength. Every moment you stay silent, you reclaim your power. Because what's meant for you doesn't need to be begged for. It will return, not out of guilt, but out of realization. Let them feel it. Let them sit with the silence they created. Let them chase the echo of your presence through their lonely nights and fake smiles. You gave them the best parts of you, and they took it for granted. Now they'll have to figure out how to live without it. That's not cruelty. That's consequence. That's balance. And while they're losing sleep, trying to figure out what happened, you're healing. You're rebuilding. You're evolving into someone so strong, so magnetic, that next time, they won't get a second chance. Or maybe they will, but only if they come back right, only if they return with effort, truth, and humility. Because the old you, the one who settled, who tolerated, who waited, that version is gone. My friends, you pulled back, and now the void is screaming. Not because you were loud, but because you mattered, because you had impact. Because your absence tastes different. It's not bitter, it's not sweet, it's just haunting. You became the ghost they didn't know they were afraid of. And that ghost, it doesn't chase, it ascends. Say it with me in the comments. I am the storm they never saw coming. Write it down, show them, show yourself. Show the world around you that you've stepped into your power and there's no turning back now. Stay close. What's coming next will break another lie wide open, and once you see it, you'll never unsee it again. Number 2, they thought you'd always be there. Now they're panicking. The easiest person to lose is the one you thought would never leave. You know what's wild? People get so comfortable with your presence that they start treating it like a permanent feature, like the sky or gravity. They stop saying thank you. They stop showing up with effort. They start assuming you'll always answer, always stay, always forgive. They think your heart has no limit, that you'll be there no matter what. And the second you're not, panic. But here's the part they never saw coming. You woke up. You didn't wake up angry. You didn't scream or throw things or slam doors. No, you just stopped showing up for your own disrespect. And when someone's been drinking your love like it's tap water, the second the faucet turns off, it feels like drought. That's when reality hits them in the face like cold wind in the dead of winter. That's when the panic sets in. Imagine a bird that lands on your shoulder every morning. You never asked for it. It just showed up, sang for you, stayed close, made your world softer. Day after day, it returns. And over time, you stop noticing. You stop listening to the song, until one morning, it doesn't come. You wait, you call, but nothing. That silence, that's the scream. That's when you realize it wasn't just a bird. It was presence, it was love, and you never said thank you. That's where they are right now. They're checking your stories. They're watching your silence turn into strength. They're wondering why you're not reacting, why you haven't checked in, why you've gone still. And every day you don't show up, their belief that you'd always be there crumbles a little more. Because your absence is doing what your presence couldn't. It's teaching them. You see, folks, some people don't change when they see the light. They change when they feel the heat. And your silence, that's the fire under their comfort. That's the mirror they didn't want to look into. They're panicking not because you did something wrong, but because they can't believe you're finally doing nothing, and that nothing is shaking their world. But let's talk about you for a second. Let's talk about the lies you used to believe. You thought if you loved harder, stayed longer, forgave faster, they'd finally treat you right. You thought loyalty meant endurance, even when it was killing your peace. You believed that being always there would earn their respect. And now you realize all it earned was expectation. You were taught that love means holding on, but real love, real self-love, that's knowing when to let go. That's knowing when your energy is being drained, when your worth is being ignored, when your heart is being used like a convenience store. You gave too many chances. You explained yourself too many times. You showed up even when they didn't. And the truth is, they thought that meant you always would, but not anymore. Now they're on the other side of your silence, trying to make sense of it. They're refreshing their feed. They're talking to friends. They're asking, do you think they've moved on? And every moment that passes without a message from you, they realize you might actually be done. That possibility, that unfamiliar feeling, it's triggering something deep. It's shaking their ego, because someone they underestimated is suddenly out of reach. And you know what's even crazier? It's not even about them missing you. It's about them missing the version of themselves that felt powerful in your presence. They miss the way you made them feel safe, special, desired, important. But they didn't value it. They used it. And now that energy, that attention, that love, it's gone. It's being poured back into you. This is the part where their mind goes to war. They remember your kindness, but now it feels rare. They remember your laughter, but now it feels distant. They remember your loyalty, but now it feels like a gift they fumbled. And while they try to rewind the past, hoping you'll return, you're out here writing a whole new chapter without them. My friends, the most terrifying thing for someone who took you for granted is realizing you're no longer playing your role. You're no longer the fixer, the forgiver, the follower. You've become something else entirely, the one who got away. And you didn't even have to run, you just stopped walking toward them. They thought you'd always be there. They thought no matter what they did, you'd still be available, still accessible, still waiting. That's the illusion they fed themselves to feel powerful. But now the table has turned, and they're the ones looking for signs, hoping for a signal, craving a response that's not coming. And you're just breathing easier, smiling more, healing in silence. Not because you don't care, but because you finally care about yourself more. That's Stoicism, folks. That's emotional freedom. That's the moment when you no longer react to every wave because you've become the ocean. And while they're flailing, trying to swim back into your life, you're already at peace with the tide that carried them away. Say it with me in the comments. I am no longer waiting. Drop it like a flag, a declaration, a turning point. Show them, show yourself, show the world around you that your loyalty was a gift, not a guarantee, and the panic they feel now, that's just the sound of losing what they thought they owned. Stay close, because in the next section, we're going even deeper into the power of your non-reaction and how doing nothing might be the most powerful move you'll ever make. Number 3, the power of non-reaction. When you do nothing, everything happens. The most powerful move is the one they never see coming, your silence. You don't need to block them. You don't need to post cryptic quotes. You don't need to scream to be heard. Sometimes the loudest message you'll ever send is no message at all. Let's get real, my friends. The old version of you would have reacted to every breadcrumb, a delayed reply. You'd overthink it. A subtle jab in their story. You'd take the bait. One moment of silence from them. You'd break your own. But that version of you, they're gone now. Buried in the wreckage of all the times you gave too much of yourself to someone who didn't know how to receive it. Now, you're different. Now, you understand something most people never will, that silence isn't weakness. It's warfare. It's the calm face of a storm they never expected to meet. Imagine this: 2 people arguing in a crowded room. One's yelling, pacing, throwing words like daggers. The other? Still, unbothered, silent. Who has the real power? The one flailing, or the one who knows they don't need to explain themselves to be understood? You see, they're used to getting a reaction out of you. They've relied on your emotional engagement like a drug. Even if the attention was negative, it still fed them. They knew how to push your buttons. They knew what to say to get under your skin. And you, being the emotional soul you are, you gave them that power, until now. Now you've flipped the script. You've stopped reacting. You've stopped responding. You've stopped explaining your worth like it's up for debate. And let me tell you, that silence, it's not going unnoticed. It's eating away at them. You want to know what non-reaction does to someone who thrives on control? It starves them. It makes them question everything. Why aren't they texting back? Why didn't they say anything? Are they seeing someone else? They spiral, not because you told them anything, but because you didn't. That's the paradox, folks. You used to think doing nothing meant losing, that if you didn't say something, you'd miss your chance, that if you didn't defend yourself, they'd win. But that's the lie society teaches you, to always react, always speak, always respond. And in that noise, we forget that true strength isn't in how loud you can get, it's in how quiet you can remain. Non-reaction is not passive, it's precise. It's you choosing not to fight battles beneath your level. It's you refusing to bleed just to prove you're wounded. It's you understanding that your peace is too expensive to spend on someone else's chaos. Because here's what they don't expect. They expect anger. They expect a meltdown. They expect you to beg, cry, lash out, or prove something. But when you give them none of that, when you walk away without a single word, without a dramatic exit, without a warning, that's when it hits them. It hits them in the silence of the night. It hits them when no one else replies the way you did. It hits them when their ego looks around and realizes it's talking to itself. Let's break another illusion while we're at it. Non-reaction doesn't mean you don't care. It doesn't mean you're numb or bitter or playing games. It means you've reached a level of self-respect where someone's behavior no longer dictates your inner climate. You've become the thermostat, not the thermometer. You control the heat now. And yes, it's hard, especially when your heart still remembers the sound of their voice, especially when your mind still replays the good times like a highlight reel. But every time you resist the urge to react, you're not punishing them, you're protecting you. You're proving to yourself that their chaos no longer owns your peace, that their inconsistency no longer defines your worth. This is where Stoicism kicks in. You're not ignoring them, you're disciplining you. You're not avoiding emotion, you're mastering response. You're not cold, you're controlled, and that control, that's what drives them crazy, because the one who used to react to every little thing now just smiles in silence. Think of it like this. You used to be a door they could open and close at will. Now you're a wall, strong, solid, still. They can knock all they want, but walls don't respond to noise. They respond to presence. And that presence, that's earned, not assumed. Let them feel the weight of your non-reaction. Let them sit in the silence they never expected from you. Let them learn, not through your words, but through your absence, because that's where the real lessons live. Here's something they'll never admit. When you don't react, they start reacting to their own guilt, their own memories, their own mistakes. You're not punishing them, you're just not interrupting their karma anymore. And the longer you stay silent, the louder their thoughts get. The louder your value becomes, the louder your energy echoes. Until one day, they'll reach out, not because they miss you, but because they can't stand the silence anymore. And even then, you get to decide if you answer, because that's the power now resting in your hands. So don't underestimate what your silence is doing. It's not nothing, it's everything. It's reshaping the dynamic. It's rewiring their perception. It's showing them that you are not afraid to be alone. And people who are not afraid to be alone are the ones no one wants to lose. Say it with me in the comments. My silence is strength. That's your armor now. That's your declaration. Show them, show yourself. Show the world around you that your power is no longer up for negotiation. You're not here to argue for your worth. You're here to embody it. Stay with me. Because next, we'll uncover why your silence has turned you into the mystery they can't solve, and why that is what makes them desperate. Number 4, you became the mystery they can't decode. The more silent you become, the louder your value echoes. Let's talk about the shift. That moment you stopped chasing, stopped explaining, stopped showing up like you were some free trial they could cancel and come back to. The day you went quiet, something shifted. But not just in you, in them. You became the puzzle that doesn't solve itself. The question that haunts them in silence. The mystery they can't decode, no matter how many times they stare at the screen, scroll through your photos, or replay your old messages. See, here's what you need to understand, my friends. People fear what they can't control. And when you were always available, always predictable, always reacting, you were easy to read. They thought they knew you like a worn-out book. They'd flip the pages, skim through your chapters, dog-ear the parts they liked, and ignore the parts they didn't. But then, you closed the book. No warning, no dramatic speech, just silence. Now they're holding the cover, wondering what the ending was supposed to be, wondering if they missed something. And that confusion, that not knowing, It's driving them mad. Imagine this. You walk into a room every day and the lights automatically turn on. You never think about it. You assume it'll always work. But one day, the lights don't come on. No explanation, no flicker, just darkness. Now, suddenly, that switch matters. Now you're checking the wiring, calling for answers, feeling frustrated by what used to feel normal. You see, that's what you became. You were the light they thought would always flick on. Now you've gone dark, and they're stumbling around in the void trying to find you. They underestimated you. They thought they had you figured out, that you'd never walk away, that you'd always forgive, that your heart would always stay open like a store that never closes, even when they came in just to browse. But you shattered their assumptions. You introduced unpredictability into the equation. You became the variable that doesn't follow their old formula. And that, my friends, that is power. Let's break another lie wide open. They never stopped thinking about you. They just stopped respecting you when they believed they had you figured out. Predictability killed the mystery. Your love became a routine until your silence made it sacred again. Now they remember every word you used to say. Now they scroll through old pictures and zoom in as if the answers are in your smile. Now they ask themselves, were they pretending to care? Did they ever really need me? Because people confuse your availability with neediness until you stop showing up. That's when they realize you weren't chasing, you were choosing. And now you've chosen you, this version of you. They can't track it. They can't read your next move. You post less, talk less, give away nothing. You've become an enigma, a soul cloaked in silence. And the mystery, oh, it's irresistible. Because in a world where everyone overshares, the one who disappears becomes magnificent. They can't stalk your story for clues anymore. They can't decode your emojis. They can't figure out if you're sad or happy, if you've moved on, or if you're still hurt. They don't know if you're healing or if you're glowing with someone new. And that gap between what they knew and who you've become, it's driving them insane. Not because you're doing anything, but because you're not. My friends, listen close. Mystery triggers imagination, and imagination triggers obsession. When they don't have answers, the mind fills in the blanks. They start dreaming of you. They see your name in places you've never been. They check their phone during silence, swearing they heard it buzz. Why? Because the mystery of you has power, because your silence has become a presence of its own. And yes, this new you might even scare them a little, because the old version, the one that always forgave, always stayed, always tried, that person was comfortable. This version, the one who doesn't flinch, doesn't react, doesn't explain, this version is dangerous. Not in a toxic way, but in a powerful way. Because this version doesn't need them. They thought they had you, now they realize. They never really knew you. They knew who you were when you wanted them. But now that you want peace more than approval, now that you want growth more than comfort, now that you want truth more than promises, you've become the mystery they can't reach and can't stop thinking about. Let them feel it. Let them sit in that tension, because it's not punishment, it's perspective. It's the emotional consequence of taking something rare and thinking it was common. And maybe, just maybe, they'll try to come back. They'll test the waters, send the hey ... text, leave the emoji, try to reopen the book they never finished reading. And when they do, you get to choose. Because now you are the one in power, not by force, not by revenge, but by evolution. Say it with me in the comments. I am the mystery. Write it boldly. Let it echo. Let them wonder. Let the world see that your silence isn't emptiness, it's presence, it's power, it's transformation. Stay with me, because in the next section, we're going to expose the energy shift they didn't expect and why it's making them feel your presence more than ever before. Number 5. The energy shift they didn't expect. You didn't leave the room. You changed the temperature. Let's break something wide open right now. They didn't expect you to vanish. They expected you to linger, to orbit around their life like a satellite, distant but always within reach. What they didn't expect was the energy shift, the transformation, the fact that even though you may still be silent, still be unseen, your absence has become a force, something they feel in their chest, even when their mind tries to forget. My friends, here's the hard truth. People don't notice your energy until it stops feeding them. When you were there, always giving, always asking how they felt, always offering parts of yourself without needing to be asked, they felt it, but they expected it. They drank from the cup like it was never going to run dry. But now the air is different. It's colder, it's heavier, it's unfamiliar. That's the shift they didn't see coming. Think of it like this: a warm room with the windows shut. You've been keeping the fire going for years. The heat was your attention, your love, your time, but you stopped stoking it. You walked out, closed the door, and suddenly it's freezing. And the worst part, they don't know how to start the fire without you. They feel it everywhere now, when they scroll past your name and it no longer brings comfort, but discomfort. When they try to laugh with someone else, but it doesn't land the same. When they pick up their phone hoping your name is there, and it isn't. That's what energy does. It lingers, it leaves a fingerprint, it haunts. They can pretend, they can post selfies, go out, smile wide in pictures, but inside, something feels off, and they don't want to admit it. They don't want to say, "I miss your energy," because that would mean admitting they needed it. And people with ego, they don't like to admit they were fed by someone they took for granted, but that's exactly what's happening. You're gone, and the room is colder, the conversations are emptier, the attention they get now, it doesn't feel like yours. It doesn't come from a place of soul, of depth, of love. It's surface level, transactional, and they're starting to notice it. They're starting to feel the difference between being admired and being understood, between being chased and being seen. Because your energy wasn't ordinary. It wasn't something that can be copied, duplicated, or replaced. Your energy was alive. It was magnetic. You brought warmth without trying, safety without asking. And now that you've reclaimed that energy, now that you're not pouring it into someone who doesn't know what to do with it, it's building inside you. It's rising, and they can feel it, even across distance, even without a single word. Your energy is speaking, not in texts, not in calls, but in presence. And presence isn't about proximity, it's about impact. They might be with someone new, they might be laughing louder, dressing better, pretending harder. But energy doesn't lie, and no matter how much they distract themselves, your absence is still in the room. It follows them like a scent, like a memory, like a ghost that refuses to leave. Here's the thing they never realized. Energy isn't just something you give, it's something you leave behind. And now, they're walking through spaces that feel hollow without you. They're talking to people who don't see them the way you did. They're chasing highs that never last because they don't come from something real. That's the withdrawal they're in, and they don't even realize it. Let me ask you something. Have you ever walked into a room where something felt off? Nobody said anything, nothing looked wrong, but you felt it. That's what your energy did. It was the unseen power that made them feel safe, connected, alive. And now that you've taken it back, everything around them feels off. They thought they had you forever. They thought your energy would always orbit around their little world. They never expected that you could just disconnect. Not with anger, not with revenge. Just quiet. Just peace. Just the decision to stop feeding something that never grew. That decision, it shook the ground under their feet. It made them realize maybe you weren't the one who needed them. Maybe they needed you more than they ever admitted. And now they feel the distance. Not miles, not blocks. Vibes, vibrations that used to feel warm, now gone. Their favorite drug, your presence. And now they're going through withdrawal, trying to replace something that only ever came from you. But here's where it gets even more powerful. You're not reaching back. You're not checking in. You're not doing anything. And yet they still feel you. That's what happens when your energy was never just attention. It was alignment. And once someone experiences that kind of alignment, anything else feels like noise. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep focusing inward. Keep building your energy from within. Because every ounce of it you give to yourself now, it becomes a signal, a frequency. And yes, they're tuned into it, whether they admit it or not. They can't escape it, because your energy doesn't just vanish, it evolves. Say it with me in the comments. My energy is sacred. Let that be your shield. Let that be your sword. Let that be the reason you no longer offer pieces of yourself to people who can't handle the whole. Show them, show yourself, show the world around you that your presence is a gift and your absence is a lesson. Stay with me, because what's coming next will show you exactly why leveling up in silence became the most beautiful revenge of all. Number 6. You didn't just move on, you leveled up. They thought you moved on, but what really happened is you moved up. You didn't just walk away. You didn't just delete the messages, ignore the calls, or go ghost for the sake of it. You leveled up, quietly, without fanfare, without warning. You didn't announce it. You didn't beg them to notice. You just stopped watering dead plants and started planting new roots in yourself. And here's what's wild, my friends. They didn't feel the shift when it happened. They didn't see it right away. Because when you grow in silence, people don't realize until it's too late. At first, they thought it was a phase. They're just mad. They'll be back. They laughed it off, dismissed it, scrolled past your new photos, smirked when they heard your name. But deep down, something started to itch. Something didn't sit right. Because the version of you they used to know, the one that cried, overthought, forgave too quickly, and stayed too long, that version was gone. And the one that replaced it, they don't know how to reach it. They don't know how to manipulate it. They don't even recognize it. That's the moment they realize you didn't just disappear, you transformed. It's like this. Imagine someone finds a rock. It looks ordinary. They use it to skip across water, toss it into a jar, maybe let it collect dust on a shelf. But one day, they discover it wasn't a rock at all. It was an uncut diamond. And by the time they go back to look for it, it's gone, now polished, now glowing, now shining on someone else's hand. That's you. You were valuable the whole time. They just didn't have the vision to see it. And now they're watching someone else admire what they mishandled. See, you didn't level up to get revenge. You didn't grow so they'd notice. You did it because you were tired of being the version of yourself who settled. You stopped asking for love from people who only showed up when it was convenient. You stopped shrinking just to fit inside someone else's comfort zone. And slowly, day by day, you rose. In the gym, in your mindset, in your peace, in your silence. They thought you'd stay on the same level forever, because they never saw your worth, only your usefulness. But when you rise, when you stop orbiting around their validation, you become intimidating. Not because you're angry, but because now you're free. You see, the scariest thing to someone who once controlled you is the moment they realize you no longer need them. That emotional leash snapped. That addiction to their attention healed. That hunger for their love replaced with self-respect. And now they don't know how to act because the version of you who was waiting, gone. Now it's them who waits. It's them who scrolls. It's them who wonders. Let's get honest. Part of you used to fantasize about them seeing you doing better. You'd imagine them regretting it, missing it. You'd dream of them crawling back. But here's what's beautiful. You reached a point where you don't even care if they see it anymore. Your peace became louder than your need to be seen. That's real growth. That's real power. That's leveling up. They thought you'd be broken without them, but instead, you became a version of yourself they no longer deserve access to. The way you move now, it's different. You don't respond the same. You don't explain your silence. You don't chase after confusion. You don't make room for half-effort or part-time love. You outgrew them, not with hate, but with healing. And now, every time they think about you, every flashback, every memory, every scent that reminds them of you, it hits differently. It doesn't feel sweet. It feels like loss, like they dropped something they'll never get back. Because they didn't lose the old you, they lost the only you who was willing to love them through their chaos. Let them sit with that. Let them wrestle with the reality that they were given a front row seat to your heart, and they played on their phone the whole time. And now they're standing in the back of the crowd, watching your glow from a distance, wondering how they ever fumbled something so real. Because here's what you need to hear. When you level up, you don't chase people anymore. You attract experiences that match your worth. You attract peace that doesn't beg for attention. You attract relationships that don't feel like survival, but sanctuary. And it's not just about money or status or appearance. It's your spirit, your vibe, your standards. You speak differently. You walk differently. You love differently. You don't settle. You don't explain. You don't beg. You lead. Say it with me in the comments. I leveled up. Write it for you, not for them, not for attention, but because it's the truth. Show them. Show yourself. Show the world around you that your silence wasn't about giving up. It was about rising up. You didn't move on to forget them. You moved up to remember who you are. Stay close, because next we're diving into the most powerful shift of all, the moment your silence stops asking to be noticed and starts commanding it. Number 7, your silence screams, I no longer need you to choose me. You don't rise by shouting louder, you rise by refusing to kneel. There comes a moment, quiet, powerful, when everything in you shifts, not with rage, not with revenge, but with absolute clarity, the kind of clarity that hits you in the gut and says, wait, I don't need them to choose me anymore. And that, my friends, is when the real silence begins. Because silence isn't just the absence of words, it's the birth of self-respect. It's the funeral of begging. It's the revolution of your spirit. And once that switch flips inside of you, when you realize you don't need anyone to validate your worth, the game is over. You don't just stop talking, you stop chasing, you stop waiting, you stop living your life in the rearview mirror, hoping someone will realize what they lost while you were too busy proving you were worth it. Imagine this, a stage performer giving everything, songs, energy, heart, to a crowd that never claps. Every night they perform, they hope someone will finally stand up and cheer. But one night, the performer stops. They walk off the stage, not with anger, but with grace. The lights stay on, the mic is still warm, but the room empty. The audience didn't leave, they just never deserved the performance. That's what you did when you stopped fighting for someone who wouldn't clap for your presence. You see, the lie they told you, and the lie you believed, was that love has to be earned through suffering, through sacrifice, through proving yourself. But real love doesn't keep you guessing. Real love doesn't make you beg to be seen. If you have to shrink to be chosen, you're not being chosen, you're being used. And here's where it hits hard. They liked you better when you didn't know your worth. When you were still hoping, still checking in, still asking, what did I do wrong? Still looking for clues in their mixed signals. They had power, not because they were better, but because you gave them your power every time you waited to be picked. But not anymore. Now you walk differently. You speak less, but every word lands harder. You don't need to explain your distance. You don't need to justify your silence. You don't even need to block them. You've just outgrown the game. That's the difference. That's what they feel now every time they sense your absence. You used to send long messages. Now, nothing. You used to react to their breadcrumbs. Now, you're full. You're not angry. You're just done. And folks, there's a special kind of silence that hits harder than any "I'm leaving." It's the kind where your absence speaks louder than your presence ever could. It's the silence that says, you had your chance, and now you don't. What they don't realize is that your silence is loud, deafening. It echoes, it lingers, it reminds them every single day that you're no longer sitting by the phone, waiting. You're not pacing in your mind, wondering if they'll come back. You're not living for their attention. You've detached, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically. And that's when they feel it. Not when you screamed, not when you cried, but when you stopped trying. That's when they panic. That's when they replay every moment in their head, trying to figure out what happened, what shifted, what went wrong. They don't realize that nothing went wrong. You just got tired of asking to be chosen in a space you were already giving your all to. Let me say it clearly. You don't need to be picked like fruit in someone else's garden. You are the entire forest, deep, untamed, irreplaceable. Your silence is no longer passive. It's purposeful. You're no longer hoping they'll reach out. You've stopped waiting for closure. Because you became the closure. You became the peace you were begging for. You became the answer to the question, what if I stopped trying to be enough for someone who was never ready to see me? Now they're the ones stuck, staring at your old messages, rewatching your stories, looking for traces of the person who used to wait for them. But that person doesn't exist anymore. That person burned the script and rewrote the entire story as the main character. Here's the part they didn't calculate. When someone heals in silence, they don't come back the same. They don't come back at all. Because healing shows you what you should have walked away from a long time ago. Now you show up differently. Not to be chosen, but to choose. You choose who gets access to your time, who gets to hear your laughter, who gets to feel your warmth. You're not playing the game. You are the standard. And anyone who doesn't meet it, you let them miss out with grace. This is your power now. Your energy is no longer auditioning. Your presence is no longer begging. You don't crave to be seen because you finally see yourself. And that, my friends, is the freedom they never wanted you to find. Say it with me in the comments. I no longer need to be chosen. Write it loud. Write it with pride. Show them. Show yourself. Show the world that you're not sitting on the shelf anymore, waiting for someone to see your value. You've become the kind of person who walks away from anything that doesn't choose you first. Stay close. Because what's coming next will shake the last illusion to its core, why they're begging now and why it's already too late. In conclusion, your silence has become your strength, your transformation, and your loudest message. You no longer need to be chosen. You are the choice. If this spoke to your soul, like this video, subscribe for more, and share it with someone who needs to hear this truth. Stay powerful.